Hello, everyone. Thank you so much um, for coming. I sorry I couldn't be there. I really wanted to be there, but I had some prior commitments and I couldn't actually be there. But anyway, I wanted to share something that we have been working in Nepal. So, like a brief introduction of mine. I'm Nish. I'm originally from Nepal, but currently living at North Carolina, US, for my education purpose. And in Nepal, I've been an activist, and I love to call myself an artivist because I use a lot of art and digital media in my work. And I lead a creative organization called Freedom Studio, where we work with social movements and social organizations to innovate, to support their to strengthen their narrative and engage them in creative practices. So so yes, this is this is a little bit about Freedom Studio. We kind of do three type of work, three strands of work: strategic, creative, and technological solutions. So prior to January this year, we were more heavily focused on social movements, but with whatever was happening in the civic space, we lost around 80% of our support, and then we shifted our strategy from donor dependency kind of model to more like how can we generate our own resources, how can we generate um, money from the work that we do. So that's kind of a mindset we started doing. And but today in my presentation, I'll be more focusing on the movements part. A few years ago, when we started, when we were working, we realized that social movements in Nepal, especially grassroots social movements in Nepal, lack skills, resources, and knowledge and networks to strengthen their activism. And they were using traditional means of activism. As you can see in this picture, not too powerful. But we thought like we can innovate on that. We can definitely work on that and make it more visually appealing and also strategically sound. So we started meeting with a lot of social movements, especially led by oppressed and marginalized communities around the country. We started providing them strategic support. We started providing them legal, creative, and technical supports. So, in interest of time, I'll not be explaining what does that means. You can check our website, studiofreedom.org. There, like we have written down everything how we do it. Um, but it also consisted of like traditional mean of doing strategic planning, like systems thinking or creative, art workshops or using creative tools. So these were the style that we started working on. But later on, while we were working, we realized that uh, beyond this this way of reaching out to them every time and training them, like co-creating the solutions, co-creating ways to engage, it would be great to find something innovative, something new, something that they can relate on, something they can work on, and then it will be there for forever. So we wanted to collect stories. We wanted to know how each others were working. So we wanted to bridge how one movement works and another, and then they can maybe share their experience. So this was the birth of Movement Resource Center that we are working right now. So it's a it's an interactive, it has many different components, but the main idea is to share the knowledge from one movement to another movement, not only knowledge, tactics, strategies that they use. So this is an interactive map. Again, this everything can be seen in our website, where we have collected around 15 the detailed information of around 15 movements. And they have been they have been sharing their stories in the local language. They have, and there is like we have a very detailed, like how they are using their strategies, how they are where they are where they are lacking, and where they are want to build, what kind of support they need. So, and where are they reaching, what are their progress. So those kind of a detailed information is there in interactive map. Also, along with this interactive map, we also created a learning corner where we encourage them to learn their peer, have this peer-to-peer exchange. We started bringing activists, we call it activists there, together, so that they can reach out to the community and create this space. So you can see there women engaging in art to express themselves, to build their stories. So yes, we started doing this kind of a learning exchange along with the interactive map, so that this movement resource center kind of expands and grows. Again, along with that, also we started creating this strategy communications toolkit, for example, which you can see here for Anupam 2.0. So the idea behind this was not only okay, we have this huge website, the system or digital system where people can come, but also they need to have something on their hand. They need to something that they can relate on. So within Memory Resource Center, we started developing this communication toolkit, each tailored for each social movement, for different social movements, how they can, what is their brand, what kind of color they wanna identify themselves with, and how do they strengthen their movement, how do they make sure that their movement are supported by the common people, how to make sure that their movement are kind of um, is in a spotlight around the country, mainstream media making news and those kind of things. So more on the narrative building part. And of course, we're still, this is a very iterative process. We're learning, continuously learning and growing. This has been an incredible journey for Freedom Studio. For about 2 years we have been working on this. And uh, and recently, I have 2 3 minutes to go around, and by in 2 3 minutes I'll try to wrap up this my short presentation here. So as you all know that Nepal recently went through this massive Gen Z led protest, and definitely our movement building work definitely helped on this creating this mass sentiment to wake up, to rise against corruptions and injustices that existed in Nepal for many years. So again, all these resources are in our Instagram and our social media channels, so you can go and look why Nepo Baby works, like the campaign that we started in Nepal, which was actually a foundation for this big movement that happened. And another artwork, Japanese anime, One Piece anime is here. We've been using those kind of symbols to encourage people to come to the streets. And unfortunately, what happened in Nepal. So I must say this because there was a 2 days protest. First day was very peaceful, but but government used violence, and second day people got very angry, and then they started destroying everything. But it was not only Gen Z. It was not Gen Z who did this. It was actually the political, opponent, political parties who wanted to benefit out of Gen Z's protests, who kind of did this destruction, and then they blamed to us. As a result, we were receiving this kind of threats. You can see, and then they are putting my name everywhere, and a lot of threats going on in digital space, in physical space. We had to shut down our office. However, we're very committed, continuing working, in reconstruction and boosting our morale of our security forces. And yeah, finally, we going beyond Nepal, we're looking for very vibrant civic space in South Asia, around the world. and we're learning how can we save resources, capacity, knowledge to mobilize, mobilize people, and build their real power, real strength, strengthen their creative resistance. Thank you very much. That's my time.